Hey, and welcome to another episode of Loving Black with
Good
Tory and Teri.
Good evening. Good to have you with us tonight.
Yes, it is. Man, if you guys notice, we got a little change on our table here. We decided to go with some nightcaps. What do you think about that, baby?
Oh, I think real good about it. Tastes good. Real good. You know, I'm sitting up here humming. I got, you know how you get a song in your head and you just can't lose it. It stays with you. And it might even be something you don't even like that you stated you don't like. But, you know, it just stays with you and you start humming it.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, you know, because it makes you think, you know, how your mind will go. And I started thinking about, you know, love songs. And it was actually a love song that was okay, but it kind of grew on me. But I started thinking about love songs and how songs play such a part in love, in relationships. I mean, you know, you hear on the radio like, hey, I want to do a love shout out to my, you know, my boo. Yeah, right, my bae. And I mean, you know, they'll call in. I mean, at least they used to really do it when I was coming up.
Yeah, they did
on the
here
radio,
too.
you know, and they would call in and, request a record or a song or something. That would be their song. And a lot of couples have a song. We certainly have ours, like when we got married.
I think we have multiple songs.
We do, because we love music. We love all genres too. But we definitely, and especially slow jams. So, because we like to sing them together. But I was just thinking about that with, with couples.
What was the song that's in your head?
Well, I was thinking there was a Earth, Wind, and Fire song, which we were singing that. You were singing that last night. We were watching.
Oh, yeah.
We were watching that show. We were watching the show, and we were at dinner.
Yeah.
I was watching on my phone, and I was like, "You're singing. I could hear you singing." Because you know we're at the restaurant. I already had my earphones in, so I'm kind of talking loud. But he was singing, and then after that, you had me on that song all night.
This Earth, Wind, and Fire song.
Yeah.
We
songs
love.
always, I mean, they play a part in
Yeah, they
love.
do.
You got your wedding song, because people choose songs that they got married to. You sang to me that, I mean, that's definitely the ultimate song, the song that we got married to.
Yeah.
And that was the Temptations, Hey Girl. So
A lot of people may not know that.
oh my God,
that's
I didn't know it.
Yeah.
I felt bad. He was like, you don't know that song? But I now I just love it. But it just in thinking of that with our guests that we have today, you know, I mean, music is important.
Yeah.
It's interesting because we have a guest today who is nominated for the Pepsi Awards.
That's right.
And this actual segment is called Acapella Love, and you'll find out why. But you figure, you know, she sings, and I mean, jazz, sexy music. And then we have a very special couple, who's getting married, and I know they're going to have to pick their wedding song. So it's interesting how it's special times, but then how music plays a part in our day to day, just the same. There's music that's, you know, like gospel music. You and I did the Stellar Awards, red carpet, you know, last week. That's motivation. I mean, there's just different spaces in our life that music is so very important.
Actually, 2 weeks ago. But you know, music has always been a part of my life, you know, growing up and, you know, singing with the little kid groups and everything. And then it was so funny that every Temptation song that came on, I don't care who the lead was, I was always the front man.
Oh, you guys know that, right?
So
he's always the front man.
I was David, I was Paul, I was Eddie. And but we just had a great time, you know. And then, you know, did children's choir and you know, and branched into adult choir and still doing that, you know, whenever we can get back to church, you know, into the actual facility. But man, music has just been really the fabric of my life.
Oh yeah.
You know, I used to DJ, and you know,
it gets you through.
It does.
It gets you through.
It does.
It really does.
And we listen, like my wife said, we listen to all different types of genres. But the thing is that, like she just said about the moods, you know, whatever mood you're in, that's the music. You know, there's always, especially with R&B, there's always a different song for different types of moods you're in.
Oh my God, it is. Just like I remember when I first got turned on to Tennessee whiskey, you know, and then there's Lauryn Hill. Water. I mean, there's so many different, you know, because we don't have a band, maybe we can have couples, you know, you guys can send us your favorite song. Maybe we can use it to go out,
I got a better idea than that.
Huh.
For any one of our audience members, if you actually are in a band or a group or you're a solo artist or whatever.
Oh, you guys, here's your chance.
Here's your chance.
Here's your chance.
We are going to start focusing and not focusing, but highlighting a different artist each episode.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That would really be fun.
So if you guys are wanting to participate, email us and I'll give you the email address now. loveinblack,
Yes.
the number 1 at gmail.com. So that's loveinblack, number 1 at gmail.com. If you are a musical band, if you're a group, we really don't care what the genre is, because like we said, we like all types of music. So send us a clip, an audition clip, so to speak, and we'll highlight you on our show. And
there's your chance, y'all.
Yeah.
Don't miss that chance.
Exactly.
But yeah, it'll give you a chance. I mean, we love music, so why not celebrate it? And why not celebrate those that love it also and put their heart and soul in it? That's your purpose. We definitely want to spotlight that. I think that's cool.
I think that's sexy.
That's sexy. I like that. I mean, I'm not really crazy about heavy metal, but other stuff.
How's she gonna go from all genres to now she's going to be picky?
Because I didn't think of that because it was just not in my head. But that's just my preference.
I like some Pink Floyd and some Kiss.
Okay, well, see, there you go. So it's not just me, but I'm giving you. I'm going to put me in it because this is the Tory and Teri show with Love and Black. But if you can do it and make it loving because it's Love and Black, and you all know that Love and Black means love in the positive and not the negative.
That's right.
So let's keep the music positive too, please.
Let the music play.
Yeah.
We actually we have a clip from one of our guest artists today, and we're going to play that.
Right. She's so beautiful.
Yeah, and it's
just beautiful.
We met her. We did an interview with her for our radio show. And with the radio show, it was so, she just mesmerized us, just with her story. She didn't even sing that night, but it was her story.
It was just talking with her. And you can feel her heart. She sings, right? And she's a Latin jazz singer, you guys. So you can feel her heart when she talks to you. It's like she's singing. It's just a romantic speech and just the heart of her. Yeah. There's heart and soul in all of her songs.
So we come back for a commercial. We are going to have... we're going to introduce both couples. So the person we're speaking about, it's Helton and Raquel
Cepeda.
Cepeda. And also we have the couple that's near and dear to us.
Yes, we have Cristian and Tiara, and we'll tell you why they're so special to us when we come back. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Premium Luxury, only $359 a month, the new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury, $399 a month, or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury, just $499 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down, or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office. Now purchase the new 2020 Escalade and enjoy $9,500 in total purchase allowance, plus 2.99% APR for 72 months with no payments until 2021. Or drive the 2020 Escalade for only $799 a month for 39-month lease with only $1 down. Ron Carter Cadillac. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
And welcome back to Love and Black with Tory and Teri.
We're back.
Hey, I hope they enjoyed that video clip as much as we did.
Oh my God, I love it. I love watching her. We've gone to see her in concert. It was the holidays.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What I really loved about that particular concert was the fact that
It was amazing.
she sang in Portuguese, she sang in English, she sang in Spanish. It was awesome.
Oh my God. It's hard. You know what? You've got to meet her. You're going to meet her
Well, let's
because
bring
it's
her
hard to explain it, but you'll get what we mean. There is her spirit. She loves the Lord just the same. It's her spirit. She's just so bright. So, yeah, without further ado, we're going to bring to you both of our couples who are in the spotlight today. That's Cristian and Tiara and Helton and Raquel Cepeda.
Hey, guys.
Hello.
How's everyone doing tonight, brother?
Great. Happy to be here.
Thank you.
Happy Friday.
Yep. And thank you guys for agreeing to be on the show. We love all of you guys, because we know you personally. And I think anniversary celebrations on order, right?
Yeah, you guys, Helton and Raquel, you guys, happy anniversary or belated anniversary to you all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm set. What, this is your 5th year?
Yes, 5th year anniversary.
Did you do anything special?
We had because of the COVID, we thought about driving and going somewhere, but in the end, we decided to have a very intimate celebration here in our house. We cooked a very special meal.
Nice.
And what else did we do? Yeah, that's it.
Ah, who's the cook in the
That's
family?
enough.
The rest.
Who's the cook?
He did.
Normally I used to cook.
Okay.
Yeah, so he prepared a very special meal. It was delicious.
Nice.
Wow. So how did you guys meet?
Oh, yeah. Tell them how you met.
You say.
Because we had a common friend, and he invited me for one of her gigs.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, but it was something that got my attention because she was singing in Portuguese. I'm from Brazil.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice she was not Brazilian. She was singing perfectly, and but I didn't have the opportunity to meet her.
Uh-huh.
I got my attention to her, but I had to wait for a month to the next gig to try to meet her again.
So did you follow her
Wow.
from show to show in order to meet with her?
Well, the next show that was she used to have a gig like just once a month, right?
Back then.
Yeah. So I waited 1 month for the next gig.
Mm-hmm.
I prepare myself. I sit in the front desk
He
earlier.
Right on the front rows. Like, who's this guy that keeps following me, right?
Top fan.
He's your top fan, huh?
Yeah, it was funny. I was setting up that second time that he went. I hadn't seen him the first time, but the second time he went, I noticed this very, nice, handsome guy, coming really early. I was still setting up, and he was by himself. And I looked at him like, oh, he's very cute, and he looks suspicious.
Suspicious?
He was suspicious. He was after your heart. He wanted to steal your heart.
I know, right?
Yes. And that day we got introduced. We got to exchange mails, and we had a first date. And after that day, we were together all the time.
Wow, that's
how
great.
It is, yeah.
That sounds like us.
You just click. You just click.
It was big. It was a click in all aspects. And there's a big story behind that. I think it comes with divine providence in our specific situation, where after many mistakes and many and not being focused on what's really important on a couple, on a companion, I realized that I needed to focus on the right things. I needed to know what I wanted.
Yes.
And I wrote those things down, and
Wow.
and those things included things that concern to his values, his manners, his intelligence, his but also his spirituality.
Yes, say it. Yes.
Everything that you just mentioned,
Bravo.
everything that you just mentioned, we suggest our the couple that we have with you guys, we suggest that they do all of those things prior to getting married. Ask those tough questions.
It's very important because, you think that most of people think that you should marry with somebody that you feel a lot of chemistry with, and that's a blessing and it's fantastic. It is very misleading. You cannot start out, wanting to be with somebody just because of the chemistry. The chemistry comes when you realize that all those values are there, and then all the being is balanced and capable of making the right decisions and confronting the difficult times and all that stuff. So after you realize that all that is there, then everything
comes into play.
Yeah,
it does. Raquel, so you mentioned chemistry a couple times here. So can you fill us in on, and now we already know, but can you fill us in on the your first career?
Yes, I studied as a geologist, as a geological engineer, and while I was studying, I was doing music. Music has been always part of my life because I grew up in a family of musicians, and I always felt inclined for singing. I loved it all my life. However, as a child, I was very inclined to science. I loved it, and I wanted to develop it as part of my career. And I graduated in the 90s. Then I did a master's degree in Colorado in geological sciences. I got employed by one of the oil companies here in Houston. That's why I moved here. And I worked 10 years in the oil industry after my master's, so total 15 years. And all this time, of course, I was singing some way or another connected to music, and I realized that I wanted to do this as a full-time thing. It started, kind of gradually taking over me until the point that I said, well, what am I doing to fulfill this call that I have? And to bring joy to the world, because in the end, you can work and work and work and have everything you need and all the luxuries that you have, but if your soul is calling you for something more special and you don't hear it, you're going to end up at the end of your days very sad and very frustrated. And I said that I didn't want to be.
We pray on that as well, as to ask God, what's our purpose? And we find our purpose in this. So we definitely know what you mean with that. Hey, let's bring Tiara and Cristian in.
Our lovebirds, our special lovebirds. We have Cristian and Tiara. We have Team Garcia, as we call them. How you guys doing?
We're great. Thank you.
How does it feel that you're just weeks away from, 2 weeks, right? For being married.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much 2 weeks.
We are so blessed, you guys. So let me give you a little backstory. This is Cristian and Tiara. This is Team Garcia. We were their premarital counselors because, my husband and I counsel as well as we do premarital counseling. But the beautiful, beautiful thing of this is that they are being married in 2 weeks, and we will officiate their nuptials and their covenant in Christ, which we could not be more honored.
Yes.
And so, I remember, I think it was like the fourth session we were starting, and Tiara said, wait, I gotta tell you guys something. Cristian proposed this morning. And the waterworks, they can tell you, oh my God. And then when we, said goodbye and they had completed their counseling and all, I'm such a baby. I just cry because I'm so proud of them, like they're ours, and they are ours. Yeah. We just love them.
They're a beautiful couple too.
Yes, they
and
are.
Look at the baby, Summer. Hey, Summer.
Yeah.
Hi,
Summer.
She wanted to be on TV too, huh?
I could barely see her.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So tell us, you guys, can you tell us a little bit about why it's important? As you just heard, Raquel and Helton, their position on being spiritually connected, not so much chemistry because that shall come, but about those values and different things, really seeing that you're equally yoked, which is what we call it, in all of the areas that matter, you know, for the long haul. So tell us, if you will, what is it that, you know, is as far as your position on premarital counseling, since you've also experienced it, you guys decided to do it, and also your position. What were you thinking when it came to that?
Well, a lot of it is that a lot of people tend to think that everything's perfect in the relationship, everything's great, but it's until you actually start kind of talking to somebody with basically not going to be biased, kind of starts once you start talking to more people about what's going on, they kind of open your eyes to maybe some issues that you didn't realize you had. They kind of point out maybe some things that you didn't even think about, and that once you start talking about it, it may cause issues. So you kind of get to work on those things with premarital counseling.
Good,
you know,
good.
It brings to light some issues that, again, you didn't realize you might have had, and you get to work on them. And again, on that too, you can talk to your friends, you can talk to your family, you can talk to each other about things that are going on in your relationship, but in some way you might always feel that there's some kind of bias, whether it's you're talking to your parents, her parents, your friends, her friends. They may try to tell you what's best, but in some way there's always some kind of bias, or you're always going to feel there's some kind of bias. You get to talk to someone that maybe you don't know. I know it's a little uncomfortable for some people, but when you get to talk to somebody you don't know, you kind of they see the relationship with fresh eyes, with unbiased, unbiased opinion. So you kind of get a more open and honest opinion about what's going on.
Yeah. Hey, Tiara, let me ask you, and not sounding biased here, but how did you guys know that we were the counselors for you?
Oh, do tell.
A lot of it was, Christian was the one to actually find you guys, but reading the reviews and whatnot. And I think what did it for me was the fact that you are both, your Christianity and whatnot. So that's what I believe in. And so we kind of wanted that point of view too, to bring.
We wanted a spiritual and something, because again, she's very Christian. She was raised in a Christian home. I wasn't, so religion wasn't a big thing for me, and it was for her. So I knew that bringing Christian counselors into it would actually benefit us, because it'll help me get closer to God, and it'll kind of put out what she wants to.
Wow, that's good. That's really good, man. So we thank you guys for having chosen us, and we were with you guys on your journey, and now your journey is not ending, but you're starting a new life in a couple of weeks. So how do you guys feel about that? I mean, you got the butterflies or anything?
I know.
We're super excited. I'm just grateful, to be honest, to have been able to, get to this point finally. After, a lot of ups and downs, what relationships usually have. And we have overcome a lot. And thanks to you guys, of course, we've been able to.
We've been over that last hurdle.
Yes.
Wow.
And now we're here. Very excited.
Oh, great. Well, we're
on
excited
countdown,
as well.
honey bunny. We're on countdown.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, let's switch back to our other couple. Helton, I have a question for you. Knowing Raquel's musical background, how much she loves to sing and all, did you do a special proposal for her, or how did you propose?
Oh yeah. So during one of her rehearsals, during the break, and I asked her to sing a song, but I had rehearsed this song before with the pianist. It's a very famous Brazilian bossa nova from Tom Jobim.
Oh, bossa nova.
Yeah,
beautiful.
I explained the song I would sing for my mother, because supposedly it was her birthday, but of course it was not. And I started singing. And
he did. He started singing.
Yeah.
Really?
That's what I'm saying.
Do you guys do any duets?
Do you do any duets together?
I'm terrible singing. So, but in the middle of the song, I say, hey, this song is not for my mother. It's for you, Raquel. And then I started a speech. I had the ring close by. People were recording.
Oh, wow.
Everything, celebrating. She started crying.
Wow.
And after was Corcovado. It's can you sing it?
Hey, you guys, how long did you date before getting engaged? Do you remember? Do tell. You gotta tell us now.
You need to say that we're celebrating the 5th year, right?
Yes.
The 5th anniversary. And we, you can explain.
So we met on, the first time that he saw me was on, at the end of February.
Just say, for about like 4 months later, maybe?
Yeah, about,
Just
3-4 months after we met, we were getting married.
Oh, wow.
Hey, when you know, you know. When you know,
right?
you know. We say that all the time.
Now, in fact, that was our last show. We were talking about.
We were talking about that, because that was the same thing with the last couple. I mean, when you know, you know.
Exactly.
There are some people that are engaged for 5 years and then they get married just for a year.
Yeah.
Or there are people that are together 5 years, then decide to get engaged and then get married, and then it really doesn't work out. And I mean, we still haven't figured out the science of that one yet. So
no, but something really special. Sorry to interrupt. And maybe this comes in one of your questions, but something really special happened after we started dating. He had a trip planned to Brazil, and he invited me to go with him. Wow. And I'm like, well, I don't know Brazil, but I did trust him, and I knew he wanted me to meet his family and his friends. And one of the things in my list was that he had a good relationship with his parents, that he was, that his friends had really good things to say for him, about him. So that was a good opportunity for me to really know that side of him. So we went, and he took me to this beautiful island. He really wooed me. I mean, it was really, really off the top. And I was like really sure by then that was it. That's it. I have no doubt. And he felt the same. But at that moment, there's something really special happened. He kind of hinted out, okay, this is going for the long run. This could be going for the long run. And we had a very serious conversation. When he hadn't proposed, but he said, we said, if this is going for the long run, we know that we're going to have difficult moments. How are we going to tackle those difficult moments? What's going to happen? Like, we anticipated all the different variety of troubles that we may have along the way, and what was going to be our attitude and how we were going to take those moments. And every time we come nowadays where, we barely had any kind of discussion. We really, are a happy couple. But whenever we have a moment of difficulty, at least I do, and I know he probably does as well, I go back to that moment where we did ourselves.
That's good. That's rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
hey, Raquel, you had the most awesome picture for your album that's coming up. I'm old school. I keep saying album.
Love that.
But we're going to show a snippet of that. But man, what gave you the idea to take a picture underwater?
Yeah, the artistry. We've seen you sitting on stairs that are just, there's the different, what are they? Gosh, what are they called? The tiles. It's like the tiles. Like Spanish tiles. I mean, we've seen some fabulous pictures of you, but some are bold with your head back and the mic and it's very dramatic. Who comes up with these concepts? Is it you?
Yeah, no, well, so I have to say my husband, Helton, he's a fantastic photographer.
Yes.
And
he is.
I'm so incredibly lucky and blessed that he supports me and that he's always with his camera ready to capture any moment. So when we travel, we always carry our camera, and if we see a good opportunity for a picture, we never miss it. If we're on a beach, we will take generally one day where we will wake up really early and go take pictures at the beach and do things like that. So most of the pictures that you see at the tiles and at the beach and everything, those have been by Helton. For the album, I have a very dear friend that she's like a creative storm. Her name is Melissa Noble, and she knew this photographer that does underwater photography. His name is Hal Puckett, and she insisted that we connected, that because he was looking for a model at that moment for one of his shoots, and I hadn't had the cover for my album yet, so he connected us, and he did the photos for the album, and then Melissa herself took the video for the underwater clip that you just saw. So I edited it. I love editing. So and back then, of course, now with the final product of the CD, it was like a full
That was such an awesome picture.
Yeah,
though.
it is. It's different.
It is.
Hey, Cristian and Tiara, let me ask you, are you guys ready for your big day? Did you guys pick a song? We've been talking about music this whole time. Has music played a part with you all in your relationship?
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it? I was saying that. I think everybody, music really has to do with love. I think it heightens love a lot.
That's right. It does. It does.
Do you guys have a favorite song?
Yes, we were working on our wedding playlist, and yes, we agreed to what songs we love, so we stuck with those, and we have a song that's gonna be for us. We're excited.
Do you guys like the same music?
Yeah, we actually do.
Mm-hmm. You do.
I listen to I know I listen to some artists that I thought a lot of people didn't know about, and then I met her, and she actually is the same artist. She showed me a lot of
fortuitous.
Yeah, we're pretty open to music. So whenever we listen to a song, we really like it, we'll show it to each other, and then we usually play it a lot in the car.
Oh wow!
Do you guys sing together?
I sing more than he does.
I think my dad.
So you're like Helton, then. He said he's not a good singer. You
do the dancing and she does the singing. But yeah, I mean, do you guys play music in your homes? Because you have your daughter. Does she know, she hears it in the car with you guys too. She probably hums a little bit of it. Because it does. I mean, it's just part of you. I think we all have our musical soundtrack that we kind of live by. I think that life is, it definitely is a music soundtrack. Absolutely.
That's a tagline.
Well, ever since we started listening to
Christian
music in the car, we started putting more Christian music when we drive around the car, and we play Christian music here while we're cooking, while we're cleaning, while we're spending time together here.
Yeah.
And she will sing to them.
Already knows the songs.
She knows the songs already. She'll sing to them. She'll dance to them. She'll say, "Mommy, Daddy, can we play? The Father's House? Can we play? What's the one you like?"
Kids or something else. Hey,
She just a lot of them.
I'm gonna kind of go back to the premarital counseling. Can you guys give us 3 takeaways that you could give to other couples that are really on the fence about doing premarital counseling? If you can do it in just a minute, because we're going to go to a break, and I don't want anybody to miss this. We got to break for a commercial, you guys. But when we come back, Cristian and Tiara are going to give us the takeaways that they received from premarital counseling. Don't go away. We'll be right back, and we have the question of the day. See you in a minute.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office, like the new 2020 XT4 Premium Luxury, only $359 a month, the new 2020 XT5 Premium Luxury, $399 a month, or the first ever 2020 XT6 Premium Luxury, just $499 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down, or purchase and choose 0% APR for 60 months plus $1,500 bonus cash. Visit RonCarterCadillac.com.
When it comes to protecting yourself and your partners, all the information out there can be overwhelming. Visit our website. We are a free and confidential service striving to help you stay informed and stay notified. We are committed to a healthy Houston.
Ron Carter Cadillac, Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, delivers test drives to your home or office. Now purchase the new 2020 Escalade and enjoy $9,500 in total purchase allowance, plus 2.99% APR for 72 months with no payments until 2021. Or drive the 2020 Escalade for only $799 a month for 39-month lease with only $1 down. Ron Carter Cadillac. Visit roncartercadillac.com.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, truck accident, car accident? Was someone texting and ran into the back of you, not paying attention? It doesn't matter what it is. Give me a call, Attorney Willie Powles. We'll fix it today. The number is 281-881-2457. Again, that number is 281-881-2457. We'll fix it today. Call Attorney Willie Powles.
And welcome back to Love and Black with Tory and Teri. Hey, we're on, we have two different couples here that we're interviewing today.
Yeah,
One's,
special.
musical family, and the other one is a couple that we've counseled and actually are marrying them next month. So before we left for break, we were going into a premarital question, but I think I'm going to hold back on that particular question and go into the letter of the day, because after we read the letter, then that answer will
Okay,
probably...
that's perfect. Yeah, we can go ahead and close out with that because it'll really help.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, and that's like tips.
Yep, exactly.
Come on back. We're welcoming back Cristian and Tiara and Helton and Raquel Cepeda.
So, guys, if you're new to the show, what we normally do is we do either a topic of the day or a question of the day for this particular show. So we chose a question of the day that was really in line with what we're talking about.
Perfect.
So the question of the day.
We have so many questions. I mean, it was kind of hard for us to pick this particular one, but I think this one really, don't you think?
Yeah, it does.
It really speaks to the situation. Yeah.
Yep. So, dear Tory and Teri, my boyfriend finally proposed to me after 5 years of dragging his feet. I want to take some premarital classes at our church, but he refuses and states that he doesn't want someone else all up in his business.
Oh, God.
How can I convince him that we will be starting our marriage off on the right foot? Please let me know when this will be on the radio so I can make sure he watches. So we did one better than that. We put it on TV. So, guys, as you know, we talk about counseling a lot because that's what we do. But in order to, people put so much emphasis on getting married versus having a game plan for their marriage. So what we do is, when we do premarital counseling, we set you guys up for success versus, failure by not taking it. So I was asking Cristian and Tiara before the break, what are 3 takeaways that you could give to this couple here that will ensure that they're both on the right track for success?
The takeaways you received from, counseling that you think could be helpful. What do you think, you guys?
So I think one of them would be, it has to be 50-50 for a relationship, to work and meet full and full. So, if she wants to do it and she feels like it will help them in the long run, I feel like he should at least take it into consideration, to do it. And because that's how we were at first, I was actually the one that was kind of hesitant. Same thing. I didn't really want someone in our business or,
Oh, you're one of those people.
Yeah. So, but then, I saw how much interest he had in it. So, of course, we decided to give it a try, and it was the best thing ever, pretty much.
Right.
Saying that he doesn't want to put his business out there, but there's a difference between putting your business out there in the open for everyone to see and everyone to know about, and then there's a difference when it comes to speaking to someone in counseling and actually talking to someone else about your issues. So maybe they can help you fix any problems that you may have. Sometimes you need that mediator to resolve issues. And again, like we said earlier, sometimes you guys would bring up topics maybe we didn't even think about.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Or they might, again, shine a light on some problems or some pet peeves that you might not even know you had.
Exactly.
You know, so it
Identifying
really
those triggers that, you know, make relationships bad, or even good triggers, but
that just get you off track. Triggers can take you, just take you in a whole nother direction and throw you off.
Exactly.
It's a jerk. Yeah, it's a jerk motion.
Yeah. Hey, Helton. Yeah, Helton and Raquel, did you guys do premarital counseling?
No, we did not. I think, well,
you did your own. It sounds like you all did your own, the way you asked the certain questions.
Of serious consideration of knowing that if this was going to be for the long run, we were going to have to know that it was not, there were going to be moments that were not going to be necessarily pretty, or life was going to throw balls at us. And we decided, well, we were going to be able, or we were going to be there to confront them all and take them all as part of our journey. Yeah. And one thing though that I think helps us, and it helps me, I know, in my relationship with him, is even though 50-50 could be, a very good way to understand what it is, the commitment between the two people, I tend to say more that if you want to be happy in a relationship, you can't give 50%. You need to give 150%.
Yes.
Because, we are all humans, we make mistakes. And if you expect the other person to do something up to a certain degree without understanding that sometimes you're going to have to give more, then you're going to blame the other person, and you're going to feel like you were cheated, that you were not given what you were expected. And that creates damage in the relationship. You have to be generous. You have to give more. You have to give more than 100%. You have to give 150%.
Yeah. And when we're counseling people, it's not all about what your issues are. It's about how can we prevent certain things. And we know 100% of the time, each person that comes to us, the number one issue is always communications. It's never what we would probably think it would be, fighting or infidelity or something like that.
Because that's the crux of it all.
Exactly.
Communication is always the underlying issue that leads to the other things.
Yeah.
So, if you've got communication in the bag, then you can communicate your desires. And, just like with this letter, if we can go back to the letter, you guys, I want to hear your opinion on this. How do we tell her to pose this, to get this guy on board? What do you think that she should say? She already made the comment that he's dragging his feet. So she already feels like this is a long time coming. But she also wants to be sure that she's sure, and that he's sure. So, as awkward as it is, since he's so fixed on, I don't want anybody in my business, I'm thinking of how we could, coach her, of how she would start this conversation, with him, to get him on the side of it. I have a question, even if they're saved. I don't even know if they believe in God or what they're...
She did say they're a pastor at the church, but a lot of times, some ministers, some pastors require premarital counseling before they marry them.
Absolutely, we do. As ministers of the gospel, we definitely do. You've got to have, you've got to do your homework.
Exactly.
Make sure you're informed and making an informed decision.
Like you said, make sure you're sure.
Yeah.
I think Raquel did something interesting, that because a lot of people don't ask the tough questions, when they get married. They're so enamored with being in love that they let love cloud their judgment, cloud their thoughts. There might be red flags waving all over the place. Matter of fact, you might trip over the red flags.
Oh my God, that's bad.
But because you're so much in love, you
overlook them because she's been waiting 5 years. Some people are like, "Hey, I've been waiting for this. This is my time." Yeah. But I really do applaud them in seeking ways to do this, not stopping there, and really looking to do this prior to thinking about a wedding and all, because a lot of people put so much emphasis on the wedding. They don't put the emphasis on doing the work first to make sure that they have a solid foundation. So kudos to her for writing this letter and really seeking the help. Even though, she may have been a little bit discouraged because of the fact that he's shooting it down, she's still pressing forward. She wrote a letter anyway, wanting that assistance. So you got our support, sweetheart. We're all here rallying for you, so you can show them this and be like, they all believe in it. So That's 4 against 1. He's outnumbered.
You know, actually, and we talk about, continuing on with communication, we find out that people, you get married, you wake up the next day, and it's like, we's married now, but what does that mean? That, couples that, they either continue with whatever they're doing in their normal routine,
true.
but they don't take time to be involved with the marriage. And as far as, maybe, showing empathy to their partners in certain situations, which is what Tiara was mentioning earlier about, hey, you're not on the same page with me. You have to kind of realize where I'm coming from with this. Another thing is fighting fair.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
everything
sure.
we're talking about right now involves communications. We've been talking about communications ever since the top of this show, because we start out with the music. That's a form of communication.
That's a form of communication. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely,
so,
honey.
I mean, and some tribes, a lot of tribes that are in Africa communicated via music. So it's always, we're always talking, we're always giving verbal and nonverbal cues, which, again, is a form of communication. But the thing is that you have to put in the work. You have to be able to ask the tough questions before you get married. You have to be able to come into marriage eyes wide open.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't go in blind. Really, find out. This is the one you love. This is the one that you want with you in the good and in the bad. I think it's really good that Cristian and Tiara were able to talk about their takeaways. And even with you, Raquel and Helton, when you were saying that you talked about, you created these what ifs, scenarios to say, okay, so what if we go through this? You guys already had your playbook of, if we come up against this, we already know what we're doing. We've already come into agreement of how we'll handle it. And that's good, coming into agreement. That's what it is. That's what marriage is. It's coming into agreement. We're doing this. We're doing it for the long haul. So we need the music to help us, right? Because music helps us. Even when we're angry, the music can, come in and make us feel better about our spouse, because we remember, why they are as important to us as they are.
Exactly. And, Tiara said something earlier about being like, I think it was Christian.
Christian said it, yeah.
About not being a Christian, right? As long, God has to be the foundation of any marriage, any relationship.
He created it.
Yeah, because He created marriage for us to thrive in it, for us to, be His kingdom representatives here on earth. And when you're not equally yoked, in the Bible it states that if the wife is saved but the husband isn't, then the family is covered. But the man has to be the head of the household, because he's thrown everything out of alignment by not being a head. So once you realize that, God has to be the center of the focus of your marriage, everything else will just fall into place.
Yeah, well,
it truly will.
Yeah, I think our society is so focused on what we can see, what we can touch, what we can feel, all our senses, and we can be led to live a life that completely ignores the spiritual side of who we are, of our dimension. It's not just what we can see. There's so much beyond, and excluding God from our reality is the worst mistake that we can do.
It is.
It is.
But for a couple to have God at the center of their lives and their marriage, it's it's bringing
phenomenal.
bringing all the favors, all the blessings,
yes,
that is there, just waiting to be tapped on and to be asked for, and it makes a big difference.
It does.
Winning
does.
is one. I think we talked with you guys about that, right, Cristian and Tiara? We talked about winning is one and keeping you guys on one accord. Any other takeaways that you received that will help this young lady? What would you tell her to get him?
Oh no,
to
what would
do
you
it?
tell him?
Well, no, we're giving her clues on how to approach him.
Okay.
But if you want to tell him, Cristian, if you want to speak to him and say, hey, man, what would you say? Is there anything you could think of that you'd want to tell him, just man to man?
Yeah, honestly, you I know it's it might be a little bit uncomfortable for you, but it's not going to hurt you. If anything, it's going to benefit you. I mean, what's it going to hurt for you to actually go into it and do the premarital counseling? For one, you're going to make her happy. You're going to show her you love her. And on top of that, I guarantee you're going to benefit from it. You are going to benefit from it.
That is a great point.
That's right on. Helton, you got any advice?
Well, something that I remember right now, and you were asking about counseling, and I remember something that was very important for us when we were trying to choose someone to celebrate our ceremony. That's something very important. Should be someone that had a spirituality or God connection. We searched for that, and I believe that is really important, having this spirituality or connection with God. And I remember the guy; he was very connected. We had a kind of a rehearsal before, of course, but I think it's something important, having this spirituality, bring it to the marriage.
Yes.
Truly.
It gets you through. It gets you through in the tough times, you know. I mean, you've got to have something bigger than the both of you that you're committed to. I say this to people. It's like if you're getting married because you're committed to one another, that can fall off here and there because we get in our feelings. But being committed to God first, that's going to be the staying power. That is your foundation. That's where you come back to together when you can't decide on things or agree on things. Let's take it to God together, and God will work it out. But as long as he's present, you're good to go. You want to keep him in your home. You want to keep him in your family, and you definitely want to keep him, the words of him and honoring him, by the power of the tongue. I mean, in your mouth daily, reverencing him to just, dwell with you.
And, I have some good points also. So one, for the wife or for the fiance, the woman here, don't try to change him. Don't try to, don't pray to God that, for him to change. As long as you're teaching him how to treat you, he's going to come on board with that. And I say that because, we all teach people how to treat us. So if you're exemplifying those things that of love and of, how you want your marriage to operate in, then he'll see it. So, and especially counseling will definitely help bring that out. And also, we were talking about chemistry earlier.
Oh, right.
People think that, oh, I want this perfect mate. She has to be Coke bottle shaped, this and that, whatever.
The wish list.
Yeah, the wish list. And, they want this perfect mate, but there's no one perfect. And the thing we have to realize is that if we were both perfect, then we would be not all over each other madly in love, but we would be all over each other like in a negative way, because two positives equal a negative, from math. So what it is that you have one couple, you have a couple that's imperfect. So, they have character flaws and everything, just like everyone else. So that's what marriage is. It's two imperfect people getting together and forming this beautiful thing called marriage and working through all the tough times, because there's going to be hard times. There's not you hear people, oh, we've been married 60 years, right? And people applaud and everything, but they don't know what happened throughout that 60-year period. Yeah, there's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of angst. There's a lot of ups and downs. I call them ebbs and flows of the marriage. So sometimes, you might be riding high on 5 years, and all of a sudden, the next 5 years are like melancholy, or you take a downhill spiral.
Definite challenges.
Yeah, so there are challenges. So it's two imperfect people, for those out there that are thinking that they're looking for the perfect mate. If you got somebody that cares about you, that loves you, that treats you well, and they don't have a hidden agenda, that's who you should be with. You guys agree?
And you know what? I think the thing is that you let God make that decision, because people get caught up in their own. The divine appointments, that's the last thing, because there's a reason that God gives you your mate. There is something, there's an area in your life, in your character that needs to be stretched. And that one thing that may get on your nerves may be the very reason that God gave you that individual, because it's growth. I think that any of us that have been in relationships for any amount of time, that we're committed and we have Christ in it, we can say we're not who we were when we first started. We have grown, and it's been for the better and for the glory of God.
Exactly.
So it really helps the relationship overall, because people are watching. And when we say that we love him, we have to be able to walk with him and surrender and submit to him just the same, So I think that's good for any relationship. It's a great start. And in this start right here, I think he needs to submit. I really do. I think he needs to submit.
Hold on. My wife is mentioning the S word, and I know we got a lot of audience members out here going, submit. I ain't submitting no. Guys,
it's to God.
We're going to have another show on submission and tell you what submission really means.
I think
it's not Webster's dictionary version.
I think it would be an expensive mistake to make to not go all the way and see this through and do the right thing each step of the way that you can to submit and to really strengthen your bond for the long haul, because it's going to need it. So you're going to need to listen to somebody outside of yourself.
Exactly.
To give you those tools. Yep. And so I really think that you should listen to it. So I'm giving you advice now, sir. I think you should listen to your fiance and start to know that that's part of what your position will be, is to love her like Christ loved the church. So listen to her. And if she's asking you this is a need for her. So do it for her, which will ultimately be doing it for the both of you and your vows.
I hate this expression, but happy wife, happy life.
Yay, ladies!
and those of us that are married, those of us that are in relationships, engaged, we all know that mantra to be true.
They know.
Because you don't want to have in the Bible it says that it's better to sit on the corner of a roof than be in the house with a contentious woman. So we want to make our spouses happy, and in turn we make them happy. They please us and make us happy. So
hey, I forgot to ask. I want to ask a question really quick. Christian, how did you propose to Tiara? You want to tell that on television?
No, honestly, it was a pretty simple proposal. So I had planned on waiting until after. Well, I originally planned to do it on our anniversary. Mm-hmm. The pandemic hit, and I was going to wait till after our anniversary, till the whole pandemic was over, to actually do it. Maybe go on a cruise and go to a nice beach and do it there, or do it at one of our favorite spots. But with the pandemic, we ended up doing celebrating our anniversary here at the house. And again, I didn't plan on doing it that night, but everything just felt so right. Everything felt great. It felt perfect. It felt like the right time to do it.
That's awesome.
So we turned around, when I ran and got the ring, I dropped on one knee, and she turned around and she was completely
oh no, it's happening. It's happening.
Tiara, tell us. What were you thinking at the moment? What were you doing? Were you washing dishes? What were you doing?
We were actually, I think it was...
Oh, I can't hear you.
So it was anniversary. So I was gifting him something. So when I leaned over to grab it and I turned around, he's in one knee. I was like, what is happening right now? So I was super excited.
Honestly, and again, it wasn't planned to happen that night. It's just, everything just felt,
it was the right moment.
Yeah, that was great.
Everything was going, the way the night went, everything just felt completely right. And I was like, I got to do it now. I got to do it now.
That is awesome. Hey guys, we thank both you couples for being on. You guys were great. Team Garcia, they're getting married soon, so we will be there and we'll let you guys know how it happened.
Yes.
And then Raquel, do you guys want to? I know there's no concerts going on right now, but what do you have coming up?
Yeah, so to the people that would like to hear my music, I would suggest you to go to Raquel Cepeda Music. That's my hashtag on Instagram and Facebook. You will see my events. I sing every Friday at a restaurant in Montrose, and I'll be doing some online concerts coming up. So if you connect with my pages, you will definitely get the notification. You can also go to my website, raquelcepeda.com. But I'm very soon to be announcing some online concerts, and I hope that you can attend to that.
Great. You guys heard it first. We thank our guests for being on tonight.
Yes, cheers, honey. We toast you. Thank you for joining. We thank you for joining us this evening. Love y'all. Be safe, okay? Stay safe. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
All right. So, so many times we, counsel people that they spent thousands of dollars on their wedding and, and then 2 months later, we've even had it a week later at some point where they've come to us for help. Guys, focus on the things that you need to focus on before the wedding.
Yes.
That, again, we're looking at, your communication with each other. We're looking at how you treat one another. We're asking those questions, hey, what's your background like? What do you bring into this marriage that can ultimately destroy us? So you need to ask those tough questions, and you need to put yourself in a position where, if you're the man, you take, the lead on this, because you're going to be the head of your household. And
it's important. And she needs to feel that from you too. She really needs to feel that security. We know you want to be respected. We want to be secure. Do your part. Both of you do your part to set a solid foundation for your, for your life together.
Yeah. So we had a great show tonight. Guys, if you're interested in being on our program, feel free to email us at loveinblack1@gmail.com. If you are a musical artist and you want to be featured on our show, same email address, loveinblack1@gmail.com.
We're so glad to have you with us this evening. Next week is going to be good, real good. I would tell you, but I don't want to tell you. I want you to see. It's going to be good. Sexy, though. Great, sexy couple. That's all we have. So we'll see you next Friday. Be good to each other. Make love, not war. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Enjoy your weekend.